Welcome to a bit of a different episode this week. We are here at the Blister Summit in Crested Butte. This is going to be a bit of a behind the scenes of what it's like to do a typical industry event. We do a number of these a year. This particular event, the Blister Summit, is put on by Blister Gear Review, and we've got a number of different ski vendors who are here. And the purpose of the event is to allow people to come in and demo really as many skis as they want over a 3-day period. So you have the opportunity to test, I think there's probably 8 or 9 brands here. And we were lucky enough to actually get about 8 or 9 inches of snow last night. So for this particular event, it's a really great opportunity for people to try out skis that they otherwise would not have access to. There's a lot of sort of specialty boutique brands here, and there's people like us who are here that are demoing goggles. So for us, what's really killer about events like this is that we get to display our whole product line to a whole group of new skiers and get them to go out and test our gear on the mountain, come back. If they're a fan of the gear, they can come and purchase a pair. What's great about this for us is that because we are oriented as sort of an online brand, it's hard for people to test out our gear before buying. So we love doing events like this. We love putting our gear on skiers, giving the opportunity to go test it out in conditions like this when it's low light and they might not have the appropriate goggle. It's also a great time for us to debut new equipment that we're coming out with in subsequent seasons. So this is a bit of a sneak preview. I don't know if our head of product is going to like that I'm showing you guys this, but this is a helmet that we are coming out with next year. We're letting some people ski around with it, getting some feedback on it, as well as with the goggles. So we really like doing events like this. This particular one is consumer facing. A lot of these tend to be more B2B or sort of focused around shops and retail, but events like this where there's actual ski consumers here are really great for us. So if you've never been to a demo day like this, or you haven't been to industry events, it's a really killer opportunity to get on skis that you otherwise would not be able to get on. All these skis that you can see behind me all have demo bindings on, so they'll fit them to your feet. You can try them out in different conditions. You can try them out, a day like today, it's snowing pretty hard, so you could say, hey, I want to try a new powder ski I haven't had an opportunity to try. Or what a lot of people like to do is sort of lap the same run over and over again on different skis, so you can more or less A/B test them and say, okay, I just went on this run with this pair of skis, I want to see what it feels like on a pair of Castles or a pair of Atomics or something like that. These guys all have everything completely dialed, so they'll set your DIN, they'll set it to your boot sole length. You can try out a number of skis during the day. You can try out outerwear, backpacks, goggles, obviously in our case. There's a guy here selling guidebooks, so there's a lot of opportunity to try out a bunch of different stuff. We're at the base of Crested Butte right now, so what a lot of people are doing is coming through the event and then basically walking up to the lift right there. So it's really convenient if you're trying to try out a few different pairs of skis in a single day. There's also a group of people that are meeting here sort of on the hour to go out and ski with groups and sort of get to know other attendees, which is really a great way to get to know fellow skiers that are as into ski gear as you might be. There's also backcountry tours that are leaving in the morning and in the afternoon. So if you're looking to try an alpine setup as well as a backcountry setup, this is an event where you can do that as well. So a lot of these vendors have both downhill as well as AT bindings on their skis. So you don't just have to ski your AT setup in a resort setting. You can actually do it in the environment that it was meant for.
Thank you. All right, guys, have fun.
Flip the camera. Yeah. Sick. That's exactly what I look like when I ski, right? Just like that guy did. Whoa. Oh, it's fucking all rock. Woo!
That was loose. Oh my god. It's so rocky up there. Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm on demos.
We just got done with our first run. The snow is surprisingly good for 1 p.m. Certainly in Breckenridge, it would be a total disaster right now. But our fearless tour guide, Tanner, showed us a couple secret stashes and we got some really good snow, so I'm pretty psyched. We didn't get out here till late because we're doing the demo day here in Crested Butte, obviously, but we're lucky in the sense that it has basically been snowing the entire time we've been here. Because the event is a demo event, I'm demoing new skis today, and I made the fatal mistake of skiing new skis on a really good snow day and thinking that I now need to buy them. So, pro tip for all you guys out there trying new skis, ski them in good conditions, but also make sure you ski them in bad conditions. Otherwise, you're going to go broke buying skis.
My professional feedback on the Devastators is I'm glad they're getting scratched and not my skis.
So Crested Butte is a great mountain, and it's well known for being steep, well known for being pretty rocky, also known for getting a lot of snow. So the run we just did was sort of a full encapsulation of what, at least in my mind, a typical CB run is like. Really rocky, really steep, but loads of fun. So hoping that we can do more similar skiing through the rest of the day. But I mean, if you just look around, and I'm sure you'll see later in the video some of the stuff we're skiing, it's all pretty much in right now, and I think we're in for a pretty good afternoon.
We're at the head wall right now, and we skied this the other day, which I think we got footage of, but right now there's actually a free ski competition going on, so we can't ski it again. But this snow all around here to the side has been really soft, really great. I don't know how old these competitors are right now, but pretty cool to see an event like this going on terrain we just skied the other day. I think that might make me a pro skier.
So we're skiing the resort today. We had tentative plans to try to do a tour this week. The snowpack is really unstable right now. There was a 3 or 4 week period of really high pressure, basically no snow. Snowpack really locked up. It was sort of green light all around Colorado. There's open season on a lot of big lines. However, it snowed like 2 feet in the past few days, so all that new snow is sitting on top of essentially ball bearings. Have a dangerous high. For the sake of content, we're gonna avoid putting ourselves in that situation and have another great day at the resort. But you know, that's sort of what you do on ski trips. You have to adapt to the conditions. Just like these goggles adapt to the light. I'm here with Jonathan Ellsworth, the founder of Blister and the mind behind the Blister Summit. So we are here at the demo day, and I'd love to hear from Jonathan about, you know, sort of the genesis of the event, the idea behind why, you know, a consumer-facing demo day, and sort of your philosophy behind an event like this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, happy to have you here.
Happy to be here.
And this has been great, and I literally just got done skiing the mountain, so I'm in a pretty good mood.
Covered in snow.
Yeah. But yeah, really, I think there were several pieces for this event that I didn't really see happening anywhere else, and I thought, well, let's just, you know, combine them all and see what we can pull off. But, you know, one of the things that's just always struck me for years now is that we at Blister get sent all of next year's gear early and get on it. And I always just thought, well, there's a whole lot of interested people in the public who don't happen to work in the ski industry. Why don't we invite them and let them get on this stuff too? And another component too was, you know, we're doing these panel sessions every evening, and I just like the idea of bringing the industry together and then trying to set up, hopefully, some interesting and smart conversations and get different companies in conversation with each other, or different athletes, right? And kind of do each year a bit of a state of the union of the snow sports world. And so I think those were two pretty important parts of it for me. Third part of it is, we are having people do reviews of some of this gear that they're getting on, and we've come up with something that we think is a bit more sophisticated than people may have ever seen before, but still simple. And we thought that would be meaningful. The brands have to hear our opinion on this stuff all the time, but we thought there'd be a really cool piece to get, the public, normal skiers on this stuff, let them offer their feedback. And that's something that we could then turn around and provide to brands. That's something we can bake into our own reviews. And so those are several of the things that I thought would be interesting to do, and here we are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, from our experience here at the event, that has absolutely shined through with all the vendors here and consumers. So I think for anyone watching and wondering if, maybe this isn't meant for you in the future, I would absolutely recommend you come and try out skis, meet brands, go ski with some people that are in the industry. I think it's a really unique opportunity.
We're skiing the last several days with people who, maybe don't get to ski as much as we do.
Yep.
And they're skiing with Chris Davenport and all of these amazing skiers and blister reviewers. And I have literally had in the last 3 days 5 people tell me today was the best ski day of my life.
Incredible. That's amazing.
And that happened day 1 on snow, day 2, and today. And so that's fantastic, right? So I'm really happy with that, and we're pretty proud of that right now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Come here and have the greatest ski day of your life. Awesome. Thank you.
Crested Butte, known for being a really picturesque mountain. You can probably see the sort of Whoville, Dr. Seuss looking peak up there. It's just a really, really cool area. It's somewhat remote. I mean, sort of the charm of this mountain is that it's far from a place like Denver. It's far from most big cities. That said, it's Friday right now. We did wait in line, so as is the story of most ski towns around the U.S. right now, it's really hard to find uncrowded areas, at least that are on major season passes.
Yeah. Woo! Go!
I would definitely recommend anyone make a trip out here. I think it's a totally worthwhile trip, even if it takes you a little bit longer to get here compared to some other mountains. But as long as you know what you're getting into and you're ready to ski some steep, fun stuff, I think absolutely a mountain to put on the bucket list. What's cool about this mountain is that it's a little more Wild Westy and sort of, there's a bit of frontierism here compared to other places. Ski Patrol will open terrain that other mountains probably wouldn't open, just because of coverage and rocks and things like that. So it is kind of a mountain where it's choose your own adventure, ski at your own risk. But I think for a lot of skiers that's really appealing, right? I'd rather be able to choose if I want to go ski a certain line rather than have it being enclosed. So I think that's a really nice aspect of this mountain, is that they sort of leave it up to the skier to figure out whether or not they can ski something or whether or not they want to. We are wrapping up our time here in Crested Butte. We had an amazing week, amazing weather, great snow, bluebird days, some really great tour guides to show us around, show us our local stashes and the local secret spots around the mountain. So we are feeling pretty grateful and pretty happy that we were able to come out here. We sort of ran the gamut in all conditions. When we got here, it was really low tide, really rocky, really sharky. Snowed, we got some powder skiing and some very rocky skiing. And then today has been sort of like soft chop, really fun bluebird day. So we've had a little bit of everything. I feel like we've gotten the full Crested Butte experience, which has been really nice. I sometimes feel like if you only go to a mountain for a day or two, you don't get the full experience. So I sort of feel like I know what this place is like throughout the winter. You also may have noticed that you probably got a sneak preview of next year's helmet. This is top secret info that I can't share with anyone except everybody that subscribes to our YouTube channel. So this helmet will be out next year. MIP certified, built from the ground up around our goggles. I won't bore you with the tech specs right now, but just be aware that we're coming out with some pretty sweet stuff next year. So with that, I think that's probably a good note to wrap this trip up on, and everyone should make it out to Crested Butte at some point. Cheers.